Budget phones in 2025 are getting harder to find. Flagships are now ridiculously expensive. Let's take, for instance, Apple's cheapest iPhone 17 cost around $799. So, what do you do if you just want something affordable that still works well for your daily life? That enters the Samsung Galaxy A07. It costs around $100, that's about 150,000 in Nigeria, and it promises solid performance on a budget. But is it actually good enough to be your daily driver? Let's find out. Hey fam, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I test gadgets from phones to AirPods to smartwatches and tell you whether they are worth your hard-earned money. So if you want honest reviews without hype, make sure to subscribe and join the community. Today we'll be diving deep into the Samsung Galaxy A07 and I'll cover its box, design, performance, gaming, camera, battery, pros and cons, and of course whether you should buy this phone in 2025. So for the first thing we're looking at is what's in the box on the Samsung Galaxy A07, and this one is as minimal as possible. In the box you get the phone itself, which is the Samsung Galaxy A07, and this one looks very nice. You get the USB Type-C charging cable, which is the USB-C to C Type-C charging cable. Then you get the quick start guide. Here there's the quick start guide, and you get the SIM ejector too, and to be honest with you, that's it. No earphones, no case, and surprise, no charging brick, which is typical of Samsung budget packaging. But hey, at its price, it's actually not unexpected. So the next thing we're looking at is the design, and now the design is where Samsung actually tried to surprise us. I have the green color variant and it actually looks very nice. The body is made out of polycarbonate plastic, but the back is actually made out of glass fiber reinforced polymer for extra durability. The mix of materials gives it a sturdier, almost premium feel compared to $100 phones. The back has the stylish modern camera housing, very similar to what you find on the Samsung models or even the iPhone 16. There's even a neat illumination effect on the back that makes it stand out. On the right, you got the power button that is side mounted and also doubles up as a fingerprint sensor. On the left, you get the SIM tray with dual SIM support and micro SD expansion. At the bottom, you find the Type-C charging port, the mic, and the speaker. The front is standard budget phone design, a water drop nut, thicker bezels at the bottom. Not fancy, but actually functional. Now for dimension, this one is actually very compact, and at 184 grams, it's light and easy to carry. Honestly, for a $100 phone, it looks and feels very solid. So the next thing we're looking at is the performance and spec of this one, and yeah, it's performance time. And this one is A07 actually surprised me. It's running on the MediaTek Helio G69 chipset with an octa-core CPU. The same chip we're actually finding in slightly higher end models as of today. For storage option, you get the 4GB 64GB, 4GB 128GB, 6GB 128GB, or even the 6GB 256. I actually tested the 4GB 128GB model and it handled everyday tasks very well. Opening WhatsApp was instant, streaming music while multitasking was smooth, and browsing apps like Chrome, Map, and Gmail felt fast. Gaming, that's what I was really impressed the most. I played Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Free Fire, and sure, you're stuck with low graphics, but the gameplay was actually smooth and lag-free, something I did not expect from a $100 Samsung phone. The GPU here is Mali G57MC2 and combined with the Helio G99, it makes the A07 one of the best gaming phones in the budget range. Way better than the A05 and the A06 that actually struggle even with, lighter apps. So yeah, when it comes to the performance of this one, you get a budget performance, and trust me, it actually works for a daily driver. You don't have to go for the flagships if you can actually afford that. So for $100, this one is actually top notch. Now let's talk cameras. Always a big deal for, budget buyers. On the back, you get a 50 megapixel main lens plus a 2 megapixel secondary lens. On paper, that sounds big, but numbers don't tell me the whole story. In reality, pictures are good for social media, Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, but they are not flagship level sharp compared to older models like the Samsung Galaxy S10e or even the iPhone X. These older models still produce better image quality despite smaller megapixel counts. That said, the A07 is a big step up from the A06 and A05. Images are more variant, low light shots are way better, and you get plenty of shooting modes: pro, night, full panorama, slow motion, and also hyperlapse. Samsung also included photography styles like warm, cool, frosty, blossom, faded, soft, grayscale, and classic for casual shooters. For video, you can record in HD or full HD with face tracking that actually works. Not bad for a $100 phone. On the front, you get an 8 megapixel selfie camera, which is actually decent. You get portrait mode, normal mode, and even editing features like smoothing, tune, jawline adjustment. Again, good for casual use and social media content, but not for serious creators. So next thing I'm looking at is the display of this one, and the display on this one is a 6.7-inch HD plus PLC LCD with 90Hz refresh rate. It's big, smooth, and works fine outdoors, even under sunlight, but the resolution is only HD plus, so pixel density is quite low. You notice this if you have used like higher end screens. Videos won't be as sharp and colors aren't that vibrant rather. Still, for the price, the big screen and the 90Hz refresh rate makes up for it. Scrolling feels smooth and gaming is quite enjoyable. But here's the thing, this one actually gives off cheap. Emphasis on cheap, let's say budget smartphone wise. The basis on the screen is actually very big, which is actually a turn off if you ask me. When using this one, you could notice that, oh yeah, the screen is not that good, trust me. If you're scrolling on social media, you'll notice that the colors you get from TikTok kind look kind of boring, but it still works. So when it comes to the display of this one, it's just giving budget. So if you're considering that, you should go for, let's say, something that is much more older but still works fine. But yeah, the display is still okay for a budget smartphone. So next thing we're looking at is the battery life, and trust me, Samsung Galaxy A series is known for strong batteries, and the A07 did not disappoint at all. This one packs a 5000 mAh battery with 25 watts of fast charging. I actually got a full day on heavy use and a day and a half on lighter use. On standby Wi-Fi, this one lasted over 4 days, 2 hours of gaming during it, but you know, I still managed it for about 4 hours of continuous play. Downside, there's no wireless charging on this one, but for $100, it's actually expected. Overall, the battery life is actually a great win because this one actually lasts well, and trust me, you would actually enjoy it. So when it comes to the battery life of this one, it's a very nice one. So the next thing we're looking at is the call mic and media playback. So basically, people don't talk about this one, but calls were crystal clear even in noisy environment. The mic actually picked up my voice well, and the speaker is really decent for calls and videos. The media playback was smooth because the colors aren't actually flagship level, but for YouTube, TikTok, and Netflix, it actually does the job. Now let's do a brief spec rundown on this one. So basically, this one goes for $100 at launch price, which is around 150k in Nigeria. Polycarbonate body with reinforced back. You also get MediaTek Helio GPU. You get storage options of up to 6GB by 256GB, 50 megapixel plus 2 megapixel rear camera, 8 megapixel selfie camera, 6.7-inch display, 5000 mAh of battery. You also get a side fingerprint sensor, water resistant and splash resistant, plus dual SIM plus micro SD support. Now let's run down the pros and cons of the Samsung Galaxy A07. So for the pros, this one has a solid build that doesn't really feel cheap except for the display. You have a big 6.7-inch screen with smooth 90Hz, handles gaming surprisingly well, 5000 mAh of battery, dual SIM plus expandable storage, modern camera housing design plus multiple camera modes. The con is that the display is only HD, which actually has low pixel density. Camera specs looks good on paper, but the results are average. No wireless charging, side fingerprint sensor can be actually freaking it, and the plastic build overall just cuts it off. So yeah, that's it. So should you buy the Samsung Galaxy A07? So for $100 or let's say 150k in Nigeria, it's one of the best budget smartphones you can get in 2025. It actually nails the basic. It's good for performance, strong battery, and a design that looks more premium than its price. So the display and cameras aren't perfect, but at this price, that's actually the trade-off. If you're on a budget and just need a reliable phone that can handle social media, casual gaming, and daily use, then the A07 is an easy recommendation. Alright fam, that's my full review on the Samsung Galaxy A07. What do you think? Is this the budget king for 2025, or are there other better options out there? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash the like button if you found this one helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more honest tech reviews. Catch you in the next one. Thank you.